Okay, so we're gonna do cut lettering. The first thing I do is draw a box around one. If I need to make multiples, then I'll hold the Alt key, drag it, and I'm holding Shift as well so it doesn't like move around on me. And then I do Control D, so I have a bunch of them because I'm going to need a couple of these. So now that I have, so you can't leave things in stroke or else the plotter will run over these lines. It thinks that it mistreats them like they're like that. So it will cut two of them out of Flexi. So to avoid that, I kind of, anytime that I have strokes like this, I just turn them in, and that's why you always see my files like this, that they're solid. I just know that works. So I'm going to save this file, and then now because the Flexi is not hooked up to my computer right now, we have to remote into the other one. So we're going to type in remote. We're going to see this here. We're going to go into the design computer, remote it into here. Then we're going to open up Flexi, which is down here. I don't want that to confuse you guys. Okay. So now it's like we're on that computer, but we are remoted into it. So hit Flexi down here, or you can walk over to the computer, whichever. Open. And then just like anything else, you find it in here. Which I just saved it as this. Open. So there it is. So sometimes when you pull stuff into here, it might act weird and like, I don't know how to make it do it, it just does it sometimes. I think it's when you have clipping masks or something, but sometimes you just have to right click and then it says unmask here. Maybe I can try and make it do it, let's see. Okay, so I'm going back onto my computer. I'm just going to hang it off and see what it does. Save. And I'm going to go back onto the other computer. So right now I'm on the design computer, and then I'm reopening that same file in Flexi. Open. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This happens a fair amount. Like if something's just not all the way on the artboard, you can still get it, but this is what it looks like when it's masked in here. It looks like there's like a bigger box than what we actually need. So just touch it, right click, unmask. And then I click off it, click the big box, and delete it. And then there it is. And sometimes you have to do it a couple times. But yeah, so that happens sometimes. It's usually just make sure stuff lands in the artboard and you won't have any issues. Okay, so back to this. So if I want to cut this on the Summa, I have to hit this, cut plot, or Control L, and then it looks like it all fits well, but you need to always check it. So I'm going to hit this pole size button, and that's going to read the, it's going to read the width of the plotter and see if it actually fits. And it kind of does. Is it true? Oh, this should never be checked. Never be checked, because that will scale it down. So you want this to always be 100%. That's why I was like, why does it fit? It shouldn't fit. Okay, so, and you can rotate everything within here. If it doesn't fit, you need, like, if it looks like this, that means that the plotter is seeing a sheet size from the plotter and it doesn't fit. It will tile it. Oh, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so in here, this is what it automatically does, is it will tile it so that it knows that it will fit, and it thinks that you're going to feed it 2 different sheets, but we're not going to. So we're just going to do 1, hit cut, and yes, whenever it says this, yes, just always reset them. Well, this is doing a lot of good stuff for you to see. But this right here is your, if it panels or tries to tile on you, this is where you fix that. But yeah, so before you cut anything, you hit pull size, it reads it to make sure it fits. In here, it automatically, you don't have to hold shift. If you go to cut it, again, always hit yes. If it is too big, actually that's all you need. That's it. Once it fits, you can just hit send right here. But make sure that you set the pressure on the Summa before you do so. But this is what makes it so that all 4 rollers have to be on all of the vinyl for the Summa to work. If it only hits one of your end rollers, it's not going to cut properly and the material is going to move around. Happy cutting!